Friends, hello. Welcome into TexAgs Rewind, presented by Specs. They are the 4-time National Retailer of the Year, and I hope you guys are enjoying this awesome production here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. We have the Rewind to discuss. Maria, your favorite part of the show today was?
Wyatt Henseler.
He was good.
He did do
Really
good.
Why'd you like him so much? He's a good baseball player.
Callie's laughing. Yeah.
Very good baseball player. Very good. Nick, did he make the Rewind?
He did.
Okay. Who else made the Rewind?
Well, Jorvorskie Lane, J-Train, you can't leave him off of a Rewind. Are you kidding me?
No. He's graduated. By now he's already graduated, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. We had the baseball bunch. Braunie, Scott Clendenin, Richard Zane. Then, of course, the man, the myth, the legend, Billy Liucci.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's the Rewind. Take me through this. I think your commencement's pretty soon. Take me through the emotions you're going through as you're driving to read.
Oh, man, I tell you, man, it's one of those deals where it feels like I'm driving a cow, man, to get ready to get it on.
Jorvorskie, can you talk about just your why you stuck with it? Because I look at your whole career and it's just a study in perseverance. You played arena football when some people would give up on a career, but you ended up using that to make your way into the NFL and had some successful years in the NFL. And then here you are. A lot of people would have said, hey, I got enough out of college, but no, you went back to get your degree and to graduate. Why is it that important to you?
Man, it's just one of those deals, man, what my grandparents instilled in me. I watched my grandma work 2 jobs. I worked my parking jobs. So it's just one of those deals that it just instilled in me to finish started and don't give up. So I implemented that in my life, and it pays off for me.
Jorvorskie, so what's the plan? All right, you're going to get this. I'm sure you'll celebrate with the family, but what's the game plan? What do you want to do with this degree? Was it more of a, hey, I just have to do it for myself and for my grandparents, or is it like, you know what, I'm going to try this phase of life?
Well, it's both. I had to do it for myself, and I had to do it for my grandparents, and absolutely, I have to do it in the aspect of in the business world. You know what I mean? I've learned to apply what I've learned on the field and put it in my life. So, I mean, if I can sacrifice and go hard for a sport, why not put it into my life and my career? So that's where I'm in my life right now.
Standing wise, if you were to look at where A&M is, they're 14th out of 16 teams, which, and I know a great weekend could put them all the way up to potentially 10th. I think the reason I bring it up, it just shows you how far down they were with how good they've done, and they still, as Braunie said in the last segment, have work to do. Braunie or Zane?
They're also tied with 2 teams at 10 and 14, and then they're 1 game behind Florida.
Here's the biggest misleading thing about the standings. Nick, keep that graphic up. From Tennessee all the way down to Texas A&M, you realize all those teams are within 2 games of 500?
Right.
That speaks to the parity of the league to me. So, the Tennessee and Vanderbilt at 14 and 10, they're +2, A&M -2, Kentucky -2, away from 500. And that's why when you go into SEC seasons, whether it be preseason number 1 A&M, last year A&M, 23 A&M, that was top 5. When you look at SEC slate, you're going, can you go 15 and 15? Because that's what it is. And this league this year, outside of Texas and Arkansas, who have really separated themselves, I think that the rest of the bunch is very, very close. And actually, I think even A&M would probably be toward the top of that LSU, Tennessee, Vanderbilt grouping right now based off the last 5 weeks.
Scotty?
Well, and I think that, the other team that has done kind of this at the end of the year has been Florida. Mm-hmm. So you had a couple teams at the bottom of the line of the standings. Mississippi State, with their sweep last week, got to raise themselves up and put themselves in a position where, they got to 10 and 14. Well, you don't get very many sweeps in conference play. So they were able to take advantage of that, put themselves in a position where they're in the picture as well. So I think that, you've seen the separation away from South Carolina, and you've seen the separation away from Missouri. but Mississippi State, Florida, and A&M were even more close to those schools before they started playing better baseball. So, I think that Bronny is right. You get to the spot where, you see these teams getting closer to 15-15, and they're the teams that nobody wants to see in the regional, even if they don't host. Because somebody, 16, 14, 15, and 15, will have a high enough RPI that they're going to be a host.
I know it's only been 1 year as an Aggie after 4 at Penn, but what has your short time in Aggie land meant to you, and how have you seen this community rally around you in just 1 short year?
Yeah, I think, you said it great. I think just rally around us as a team. It's really awesome to see the support that we get on a daily basis and on and off the field. I think right out the gate, it just felt like part of the community right away. And I feel like it's easy to feel like an outsider, especially someone from the Northeast. I have no idea what Texas is like. And I come down here and I feel like I'm a part of a big family right away. And being able to experience the football games in the fall and some of the volleyball games, basketball games, going to softball, and then this season being able to just have the support we've had even in the ups and downs is pretty awesome.
We know that A&M's going to honor its senior class on Saturday or before Game 2, whenever that may be. I think the forecast makes it look like it's going to be Saturday. So you're obviously going to be among those groups or among that group. So what additional emotion, thought have you given it to it being your final home weekend in front of the 12th man?
Yeah, just trying to take it all in, enjoy every moment even more than normal. Another thing that's awesome just to be able to celebrate with some of the other older guys on the team and have our families in town. Mother's Day on Sunday. It just seems like it's going to be an awesome weekend, beautiful weekend for baseball. And like you said, just trying to enjoy every moment out there and cherish it all, because I know there's going to be a time in 30 years or 5 years or whatever where I look back and I wish I was back in this position. So I don't want to take anything for granted.
From where y'all were after the Friday night against Tennessee to where you are now, the last 5 weeks have been insane to follow. What has it been like inside the clubhouse with the group week in and week out as y'all have gone on this surge towards the postseason? Yeah,
I know a lot of guys have reiterated, but not a whole lot's changed in terms of our baseball preparation. But I think our mood and our looseness with how we look at the game has been better. And I think that's a lot of the reason why you've seen us come through in bigger moments. I think it feels like we were able to take the pressure off a little bit, just play a little freer. And I think that's just a big point of where this locker room's at. It's just having a good time and just taking what the game gives you every pitch.
Why? While I recognize there's still a lot of work to be done, was there a point this year where you're like, maybe before the Tennessee series, maybe it was the Tennessee series, where you're like, I think we figured this out, or was it after?
I think that was definitely a big moment. I think we all look back on that one. Just felt like the time where we really broke through. I know there was even some moments we showed it, I feel like, against Kentucky. I know we didn't come out on top, but I felt like that was a weekend where the bats really showed up. Our pitching wasn't doing exactly what it had been doing in a while, and it was the first time you feel like they let up a little bit, which really led us to feel like we had to step up. And I think that was a moment for me where I look back and be like, all right, we broke through a little bit there. And I think the Tennessee game was, that doubleheader was just the ultimate moment where I was like, all right, this is what we're capable of. And just gave us a lot of confidence going into the rest of the season. You're on the road against the number one team in the country. You got your butt kicked game one, and you can come back and do that. I think it just gives you a ton of confidence going into the rest of the season.
I prefer the game. I don't like it on Friday. I know. I don't hate it. It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't bother me. I think it should be the Thanksgiving night game or Saturday night. But it doesn't bother me. I tweeted about it. I just wanted to see what everybody said. I don't love it on Friday. I love Thanksgiving night because I just feel like that's what most of us grew up watching the Aggies and Longhorns play on. I do like having my Thanksgiving to just watch other football, NFL. I feel like Thanksgiving, you watch a couple of NFL games, you eat a bunch of turkey, the tryptophan kicks in. That's Thanksgiving. Maybe you're half asleep watching the Egg Bowl. Like, that's Thanksgiving now. My preference would be Saturday. I know the argument is, standalone game. How many people didn't watch Texas A&M this year because it wasn't a standalone game? I think the whole country was tuned into that and would consistently be. I love the idea of a Saturday, if I'm a college football fan anywhere, watch Michigan, Ohio State, the Iron Bowl, and then Texas A&M, Texas. That, to me, is perfect. end of regular season Saturday of college football, and you could have the Aggies and Longhorns kind of there to cap it all off. I know there's other games going on. That would be the biggest thing of the night on Saturday, regardless. So that's just my take. I don't really care. It doesn't bother me that it's on Friday. I mean, now you can watch all the Saturday games, from the comfort of your own couch. Hell, you could go to some of them if you want to get a little crazy. But anyway, I prefer Saturday.
It was surprising because when I was talking to Maria, she was like, well, what did you guys do? Did you come back on Thanksgiving Day after the game? Yeah, I think we did. All right, Griggs, let's close it out, but I want you to do it differently. I don't know how you're going to do it.
Say something else controversial.
Yeah.
Okay, no more controversial from me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Something that'll get the people talking. Close it out with that.
What's your hottest take just on anything random? Maybe not political, but
Yeah, definitely not political.
I don't know, like you hate pizza or...
I think that the Oreo cookie is better than the cream.
Whoa, that is kind of...
Okay, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Thanks, guys.